Hey kiddos, Mrs. Poppin coming here from my backyard. Got outside today for a little vitamin D therapy. I thought I would read our last chapter of Tornado for you. When we last left off, the dog was in the back of the car, in the back of the truck, and the little girl had shouted out his name, Buddy, and the little boy was sad because he had found his original owners. So that's where we left off. So I thought I would finish it off for us. So hope you enjoy. Chapter 7, The End of the Storm. Pete paused to wipe his eyes. That story always made him cry. It made me cry too. I wiped my eyes on my arm and then wiped my arm on my shirt. Go on, I urged. He took a deep breath to help himself continue. That day was miserable. Saturday was the saddest, longest day of my life. I couldn't eat. I did my chores without knowing I was doing them. I couldn't play cards after supper. I couldn't even sleep. There was an emptiness in my room that matched the one inside of me. The whole house seemed empty. The whole outdoors. The whole world. I didn't go around exactly boo-hooing, but my eyes kept filling up with tears. As soon as I wiped one flood away, another one would come. I felt like I would be that way for the rest of my life. Sunday passed the same lonely way, then Monday and Tuesday. On Wednesday, my mother got tired of what she called my moping, and she took me aside to talk some sense into me. You knew you might lose the dog, she said. I nodded. You knew he wasn't yours. I nodded. You've got to stop moping around. You're going to make yourself sick. I nodded. I felt like I already was. Listen, we can get another dog. There are other dogs in the county. I shook my head back and forth, not for me. On Friday, I was in the barn, and I heard a thumping sound. It was the sound that Tornado's tail used to make against the barn door when he wanted to come inside. My eyes flooded. I couldn't help it. I knew there was no thumping. It was a sound I just wanted to hear so bad. My ears just heard it. There wasn't any thumping. There couldn't be. But the thumping went on. And it really was thumping. It got faster. I wiped my eyes and I looked, and Tornado was standing in the doorway. My Tornado was standing in the doorway. Tornado's back, I yelled. Tornado, good boy, good boy. I threw my arms around him and he curved his body in the way that he did as he was pleased with something, and his tail wagged in my face. My daddy came to the door. Tornado's back, I told him. So I see. We don't have to take him back to those people, do we? I tightened my hold on Tornado's neck. Well, I don't rightly know how we could, my daddy said. The man wasn't polite enough to give us his name. There he is at the door. He's back. That's true. And if they find us, well, the dog knows where we are. He can come over for a visit anytime he takes a mind to. Yes, but I want him to stay. I do too, said Daddy. But if we have to share him with other folks, we'll do it. Half a Tornado is better than none. And my father and I laughed. There was a long pause in the cellar. I asked, did he stay? I like a good ending. For 7 happy years, Pete said. And the people never came and got him? No. Of course, we didn't make a mistake of taking him to town ever again. Pete stood up, took off his hat, and put it back on his head. He stretched. I'm going to take another look outside. But before he could open the doors, there was a loud knock. Hello in there! Anybody home? It was my father's voice. The storm's over, he cried. We rushed out through the cellar doors and into the fresh air. My mother hugged my daddy. Oh, Link, I was so worried. As soon as my grandmother got up the stairs, she hugged him too. Then she gave him a stern look and said, Lincoln, I hope you had the good sense to get in a ditch. Look at me, Mama. Couldn't you tell? Don't anybody else hug me. I am too muddy to hug. My little brother hung back to speak to Pete. Could Tornado really and truly do a card trick? He could. And did you really and truly have a cat named 530? We did. My older brother said, I wish you had told the story about Tornado and the rooster. That one's my favorite. Next time, Pete promised. Then he winked at me. If there is one. The end. That is the story of Tornado. I hope you guys enjoyed the ending. I couldn't stand not knowing the ending, so I figured you guys probably wanted to know the ending as well. Take care. I miss you guys so, so much. I love you all. Keep doing what you're doing and keep growing those brains. Don't forget you can go on to iReady Math and Reading and do lessons. Love you guys.